Okay, let's get going back on this. First thing I'm going to do is just go to my view and then reset my view so everything goes back to defaults. Right now we have this piece all grouped together. These are not joined yet or booleaned or anything, which is probably a good thing. So we'll ungroup those. We'll go ahead, select this, and we'll just turn these to blue. This is going to be kind of, and I turned it off, got rid of them. I didn't delete them, I just got rid of them. And I think we have some yellow in there. Let's just go ahead and turn that to gray. So we just have this piece, and if we go to, we don't have any curves out there or anything. So that's, we're back to just this item. All right, so what we need to do right just to start with is just go ahead and hold down Alt and just make an extra piece. This will be a reference piece because we got to do some manipulation to this piece, right? So I'm going to take this piece here and I'm just going to nuke it. I'm going to select these three top surfaces here. I'm going to change them to this color and then group them together. And I'll take this, might as well, and because I don't want to get rid of it, I need to keep that, and we'll just select all green and delete it. All right, so we just have this top piece here, these three top pieces, and then this item for a reference, right? Now I'm just going to take all this and then I'm going to extrude it down. And then I'll just grab me a line real quick and I'll snap it with my snaps on from right there, that edge there, and just hold down shift and just draw it over, and then I'll grab it and I'll hold down shift and grab my little ball, gumball there with the little ball and extrude it to both sides, right? So I have that. Then I'll select it and drag it down like that there. Okay, now we'll go to solids and we will boolean difference, this here, enter, this here, enter, enter, get rid of this, delete, delete, and delete. So we have this exactly like this, except now it's solid, right? And you might want to check it just to make sure that, you know, you didn't get any openings. So we'll take it real quick, we'll blow it up, nuke it, and then we'll just hide this top piece and look in there and make sure that, you know, these lines didn't go down to or whatever. You want to make sure that. So we'll just go ahead and show that again, go back and group them all, join them all together and check it, close poly surface. So this is good to go for right now. Okay, so let's bring back those little O-rings there. And the first ones we want to do is we're going to grab this one. And I believe it is this one. So hold down shift, grab that one, and we'll group these two together here real quick, just so we can get everything lined up. Okay, we'll take this, we'll go to dupe from that corner there to that one, and right click to accept it, and then I'll right click to bring back, and then dupe that one to this one over here and right click, right? And we can now take this, this, and this. Okay, they're all grouped together. Let's take them and let's just go ahead and group them together so it'll be easier for right now. And we'll just take this and this and just, well, it's this. Let's change that all to one color. Let's change it to this color here. All right, and then we'll just turn off blue for right now. So we have this one side here, right? And we don't need this anymore, so we'll just delete it. Okay, well, actually I'm going to ungroup them again real quick. Yeah, okay, I got that one right. Let's ungroup that again. So now that this piece is separate and this piece is separate, let's bring back the blue and let's take these three pieces. Let's duplicate them from, well, let's see. Oh, nope, don't want to do that. Let's grab these three here. Yeah, let's just go ahead. Grab these three. Oh, wrong one. This one, and this one. I'm going to hold down shift, alt to make a dupe of this and bring it over here like that, right? And these pieces are all separate, so let's, oh, I don't need that, so that's okay. I just need these. So before I group it, let's go ahead and grab this one. Yeah. And duplicate it from this edge here to this edge here, right click again, this one over to here and right click. Okay. Yeah. And now we can take all this, group that together, and we'll change that back to a white here and turn off our blue. Okay, so we have the two items here, this one here and this one. And when we move them together, they'll lock in, right? So there we go, so far. Okay. Yeah. All right. And everything's nice and flat, everything's joined together. Okay, so now we can start working on this clasp here. Let's go ahead and grab this and just move it over out of the way a little bit. All right, you might want to go ahead and save it here. What we'll do now, we need to get that clasp worked on, right? And so we need to get a box basically, but it doesn't go past this edge here. This will be the farthest edge that it comes out, and that edge just, I think, just a little bit past this edge here, just a little bit past this edge. So this is kind of, you know, we'll just go ahead and we'll just make a line. We got it at yellow, so we'll snap it to this edge here to this edge here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab it and I'm just going to drag it out just a little bit more so it just comes out a little bit past this edge, right? Okay, but we need it back to here, so we're going to grab that curve again, and it doesn't matter really on this side how far you bring it back. All right, so we'll take it back there, but it will matter how much depth we put on it, because this side here is going to have to be cut, right? And we want a decent thickness here and a decent thickness at the bottom, because we're going to be cutting out all this in here. And you don't want this to be, you know, if they're wearing it, you don't want it to be bending, you know, opening up or anything. You want it fairly thick, so that it offers good support if the brace, you know, because they're going to be pushing in and out of this, and these right here could bend if you don't make them very thickly, or thick, I guess. All right, but before I go any further, I want to show something. Right now it's 10 millimeters. 10 millimeters is probably way too thin. I think if we make it out to more like a watch band thickness, that it might be a better. So I'm just going to grab everything, including that little line in there. I'm going to hold down shift, and we're just going to bump them up to around 20 millimeters. Okay, now it might seem, I mean, you'll have to, you can play around with it if you want to make it thinner, but this is pretty much close to a watch band, a Rolex watch band thickness, so 20 millimeters. So it's not really that wide. If you have a millimeter gauge, go ahead and pull it out and take a look. So it's not real huge, I don't think. But we need thickness up here, and we need thickness down here, in order to make sure that these don't bend like crazy when you're putting it on and off, if that makes all sense, hopefully. Okay, and I have my yellow line out there still, right? And it grew with it, right? And right now it's at that, well, pretty close to that top edge. Yeah, okay, it's at this edge right here, which is fine because that'll give us the thickness. So I'm going to select that line, I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to drop it down to at least a negative 0.6 with the shrinkage and everything. I think that may be okay. So something like that, right? All right, and now we need to drag that line out over to this edge right here. So what's the best way to do that? I'm not sure if move will work. Let's try move, this item here, and I have my near on, and I'm just going to move it over. Oh no, I don't want to do that. Move's not going to work. We're gonna have to dupe it. We could probably offset it, but I won't be able to lock it into any place, I don't think. Let me see. Let's try old offset. Offset. I have it locked in at a certain width. I'm going to say through point. And I'm going to... I can't lock it right in. Well, it's right there on that end, so maybe that'll work. It looks like it. Yeah. It looks like it's going right through that end. Right there. Okay. So that's fine. Now let's go back. This part, you're gonna, you want this top thickness. That's the main thing. This thickness here, the thinnest part to be, we took it from here, which is the lowest part, I believe. So we should be okay. Now we need to, well, I guess we don't. We're just going to go ahead and select our yellow here, and then I'm going to hold down, come to my front view here, and I'm going to hold down Alt, and we're just going to take, so I can dupe them past our bracelet, our bottom here, kind of a little bit, something like that. So now we have 4. I'm going to turn off these layers, or that layer there, I guess. Okay, and now we have the 4 for our clasp. Let me see if I can, let's see, I don't know. Yeah, maybe this will show it. Right here, right? So this piece here coming out, and it goes right in there. And if you look at it, right here's what I was talking about. It's just got these little cutouts right here and the holes over here, right? So that's kind of what we're going to do. And he's drilling the hole over the edge, which will be right there. And you can see this one's not right back to there like this one is. So there's a lot going on here. No wonder I had a little difficult time to it. But there's a little cutout here. And then, where's it at? You can see there's a little cutout here. All right. So that's the piece that we're going to be working on. Or try to, I guess. Let's see. Okay, sorry. All right, so we got those 4. So let's go to our surface. Let's go to, just do loft. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right click. We get a normal loft. We'll go to straight loft, and we will go to close. So it'll give us that item there. All right. And then we'll just select that and just do a CAP, cap it. And we'll grab all those yellow and change them to gray. We don't need them anymore. And we'll bring back that surface there. All right. So we have something like this. All right. And let's see. Okay. Bring this back in. You can see here that it's protruding past the bottom. So that's what I'm going to try to do. It goes past, right? The bottom, there's a little lip there. All right, so that's what we're going to try to accomplish. But before I do that, we don't want these sharp edges down here, right? So we're going to see if we can work on that here. Let's go to, we'll go to fillet edge. We'll select this edge, and this edge, and we'll swing around to our other side here and select this one and this one. And we'll just right click, and I got preview on, yes, and I set it at a 0.03, and I'll just accept that. And what I want to do is I just want to give it a little roundness, but I do not want it to go rounded past this. You could probably do a little bit more fillet, but you do not want it to go into this. You want to keep this part a little flat right there, right? Okay. Just FYI, for your information. All right, so we have it here, and it looks like it's going in pretty good there. All right, now at this point, I'm just going to take it, and I'll just job bag it here real quick, just in case I have to go back. Yeah. Not real much of a box in there. That's my concern right here, because I have to have some at the top here. I have to have some at this edge here in order to make sure that it's not going to wear away real quickly or bend or anything like that, right? All right, excuse me, I gotta sneeze, sorry. All right, I normally cut this out, but let's just keep going. Uh, all right, yeah. So far, okay, so right now we can say it says varies, it says closed, this one's closed. Why is this one closed? Because this one's not grouped, and then this one says varies. So let's go ahead and start working on some of this stuff. Let's grab this and this, and we'll just ungroup them, so now they're separate. Let's do a Boolean union. This one enter, right click, accept that. This one enter, right click, accept that. Right click this one, and right click. Okay, so now we'll just go ahead and delete all these extra pieces here. I could probably just grab that color, but I just want to make sure I don't grab anything that I don't need. Okay, so now we have a closed poly surface. Closed poly surface, closed poly surface, closed poly surface, closed poly surface, closed poly surface. These are all nothing right now. They're all still probably varies. Yeah. All right. So we have this. So I'm going to take this, and we'll change it back to that color there. And we have that, right? All right. So let's go ahead and Boolean union this, and this, enter with this, enter and enter. And we'll go ahead and get rid of that singularity there. And those are all okay, it looks like. Just checking. And if I take it all and hide it, okay, it's all one piece. All right, so we have that. Let's take that and turn it back to this color. All right, so now this is all one piece. All right, now we need to get that cut out through the center for the spring and for the two clasps, right? So let's go in here. Let's take it where it's a little darker. All right. Now, the thing here is we want to make sure that this has got some decent thickness on it, right? You don't want to make it like at a 0.2, 0.3. So I moved my, well, let's just drag this off. So it deletes it. What I did was I went to my curve, because I know I'm going to be using it a lot on this particular project. So I just went to my from objects, grabbed my dupe edge, and I just kind of moved it right in here and just dropped it. So now I can just go to here, right? So I'm just going to grab that. We're in yellow, so I'm going to grab that curve there and then take it, right? That edge right along that top edge, right? Now, like I said, we need some thickness here. So I'm going to grab that curve, I'm going to click on my thing, and I'm going to drop it down to negative 0.6. All right. Now, this curve here, I'm just going to go right back and grab that dupe edge. I'm going to grab that one, hit enter, and I'm going to offset it a negative 0.6. Okay, so it's starting to get me a box there, right? Now this one here, you can't grab an edge, right? But if you go to your from object and then extract ISO curve down here at the bottom and select that edge, I can snap to that endpoint right there. All right, so now I have that endpoint, and that endpoint is the bottom of this, and we need it to come up where it's got some decent thickness, where it's not going to bend and everything, if you understand what I'm saying. All right, so I'm just going to take this and then select it, click on my arrow, and then this time I'm going to take it to a 0.6, so it goes in the positive direction. So now you can see we're starting to get that box, right? And then again, we're just going to do right this edge here and then hit enter, and I'll just leave that one there. I think that one's probably okay. Yeah, maybe okay. So now let's just go ahead and hide that surface there. We'll just grab all this and we will trim, right? So let's trim this, trim these two here. Click accept that and then join those together. And to tell you the truth, I'm just going to take it just so I can, well, it doesn't matter. Yeah, okay, we'll just leave it there. I have that. And it looks like it's offset coming up here. So my gumball is set. I'm just going to click on my gumball and just auto reset my gumball. It's still doing it. So reset gumball. There, now it drops to my middle. Okay. All right. I'm going to drag this out just a little bit. Just a little. Right. And then I'm going to take it and then come grab that gumball right here and then extrude it out. All right, I'm not going to worry about distances so far right now just yet. I'm going to probably redo those curves again. You know, there's a lot of shortcuts we could do, but I'm just trying to work through this. All right, so let's just grab that curve. Let's go. We can keep it there. All right, so I'll go to my solids. We'll scroll to the front. Boolean difference, this enter, and enter, and then get rid of this, and now we have that surface going through there, right? So I kept it out there because now all I have to do is just hit, well, that's okay, really, actually, because it does come out a little bit. It pops out a little bit, so let's just keep that there. All right. So right now we have this. Now we're going to make a cutout right here so that this piece will slide in, and then when it'll have an L shape there so that when this piece comes out, it'll go through there, right? Okay, so let's go to wireframe. Now this is kind of the more difficult part. I really don't know how deep to make it, but let's just drag it in. We know we needed something where it's going to be like this, right? Because we got to make a cutout here, and we got to make a cutout up here going through so that the wire can come through there, right? And since we're here, I thought I got rid of that box. Oh no, I just drew it. Okay, so there's that. So let's go ahead and hide this for a second. Yeah, that looks okay, I guess. Let's check the dimensions of this real quick. So here to here, 2.7 and 1.89. So that's going to be maybe 1 millimeter, and then have a 0.4. Ooh, that's going to be kind of tight. Yeah, see, this is where I'm not 100% unless I printed it and checked it, to find out how thick that I really want these. But usually 0.5 is usually the minimum, I think. We'll just give it a go here. Yeah, 0.6. We make this, I'm just trying to think ahead because I have to make this piece in here. It might work okay. So we'll just move forward here. Now, just FYI, I would print these two pieces out by themselves. Don't go and print everything before you start to make, just to check. But I would print these two pieces to make sure that they're going to be okay before I started going and doing everything else. Just I'm just cautious, I guess. I don't like to do a lot of extra stuff that I don't have to do. You print them all out and then you find out, oh, this isn't really going to work. I'm going to have to go back and make some adjustments. Then, it's more complicated that way. But right now, I think we're okay. I think. So, all right, let's keep moving forward. Now, let's take this and, I don't know, let's change it to this layer right here. Let's go ahead and, do I need that? Yeah, I probably do. I'm going to go to my curves and grab another line curve, and I'm going to take it from that corner there to that corner right there, right? And we need to start getting that piece out. And what I mean by that piece is, let's see, pictures. This piece here, right? We need to get this all worked out where it has everything. So we have this over here, and we have a little knob coming out there, and we have these two cutouts. So this is that square. Now we need to get this piece and then this piece, right? So let's I'll just minimize it. We might need to come back to it. All right, so let's go and start doing that. Oh no, not that. We need circle. And I'm just going to, with my mid snaps on, snap it in and make a circle out here. I don't know, that's a 0.7. Yeah, 0.7 is probably okay for this part here. And it's right on my surface because that line is, right? So I can just take that and extrude it out some, right? And then I could go ahead, let's change this to that surface there. And I can go ahead and I'll just go ahead and dupe it just so that I know that I have it. And then I'm going to take this one and I am going to hold down Alt and then bring it out some, right? And then I'm going to go in here and grab that curve, hold down Shift, and then make it a little bit bigger, something like that, right? Okay, I must have duped it. Didn't mean to dupe it. So I'm just going to get rid of that in one, and we'll go to our surface, and we'll just go to loft from this curve here to this curve here to this curve here, and then right click, right? And I'll just accept that. It's on our green, so let's bring back green. Let's take that and let's change it to this layer here, and then I'll take it and then CAP, right? So we have that, right? So it's closed and that one's closed. But before we do any of that, let's just go ahead and grab that yellow, we'll turn it to gray. Maybe we want to fillet that edge, so it's a solid, so we'll just go back to solids. We'll go to our fillet edge and select that edge there, and we have it set at preview, so we'll just take maybe a little bit less. So set all, we'll just do a 0.1 and hit enter. Yeah, that's probably better. Okay. You can play around with that however you want, but we still have a solid, and we still have a solid, and we still have a solid. Okay, so those three are okay. Now we'll go to our solids, scroll here, we'll go to Boolean Union. We'll take this and enter, and this surface, enter, and just delete that one, and I'll just Boolean Union again for this surface here, enter, this surface here, enter, and then we'll just delete that one there. So we have this piece here, right? Okay, so we'll take that and we'll change it to here. All right. Next thing I'll do, I'm going to go bring back the gray because there's a bunch of gray that we have out there, but I only want to grab this one right there, right? Okay, and I'll change that one back to yellow, and then I'll just go ahead and hide the rest of that gray, and then I'm just going to take this one and I'm going to drag it in a little bit, and I'm going to go ahead and turn off my green, and then I'll just hold down or just extrude it, something like that, right? And now I can go to Boolean Union, enter and enter and enter. What? Oh, it turned it to green. Okay. So I have that, right? So let's take this and turn it back to this, and let's turn off green, and let's grab our yellow and delete it. Okay, so we have this piece here. That's our item, right? And let's turn back on green. So if I take this and I hide it, we still have that. Oh, let's take that yellow and turn it to gray. There it is, right? So we have it there, right? So if we hide it, it's going to go in there. All right. So far so good. And if we take this and we go to transform, and just to check, this you don't want to do is your final piece here, and we'll go to X, direction, and then click. And then what we want to do is we want to go to maybe a ghosted mode here, and we can see that spring will come from here to here, pushing out, right? So that these will pop out, right? but there's no way to stop them just yet. That's what that cutout right at the top here is, and that little wire coming in from the bottom is to keep it from popping all the way out, right? And then another cutout right here will be the cutout right here with a little L shape that comes in and locks it. It'll come in and then go over this way. So for right now, let's just I have to go do something, so I have to run. So I'm going to end it here, and then we'll come back and pick it up right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and take everything and just do a full job bag save, and then save it. And then we'll just come right back to this in just a little bit. All right. My apologies, but we're getting there. All right.